Okay, well, we're back to discuss Rings, and now that we can get into spoilers, holy crap, was that bad? The concept of the original Ring was a really effective horror idea. It was the story behind it, the execution was all really good,
And one of the creepiest visuals ever.
yeah, and it's really well done and well made. And the first, I don't know, like the first time Samara comes out of the screen in this movie, which might have been the only time that she did it. I guess she kind of did it at the end. It was like, okay, we're kind of getting back into the groove of the Ring movies. But then they just kind of abandoned that for a while. They create a whole new backstory for Samara that is less impressive and interesting than what she had before. They make her way younger and newer than, like, she has to be young enough to have been Vincent D'Onofrio's daughter, and he's still Vincent D'Onofrio. And I think the main focus of the problem, I mean, beyond the fact that the story kind of goes in 20 directions and doesn't really get anywhere interesting, which is an Akiva Goldsman, like, trope. That's what he does best. The lead actors are just the worst. You don't care about them. Like, there were other, like, side characters in this that I thought were like, oh, let me follow them for a little. It's like, no, you're going to follow these people.
Holt.
Holt is bad. The girl is way worse.
Yeah.
And she had way more of the movie to carry, and it was just not a good plan. I don't know. It seemed to me like she had something of an accent, like English wasn't her first language or something. But either way, like, and then they didn't play that up like she was, some kind of a anything other than just like basic white girl number 39. Like, you don't care about any of these characters, and at the end of the movie, she becomes the reborn Samara, which makes no sense.
None. No.
Because Samara is a freaking videotape ghost.
Yep.
That's what she is. So why does she need a body to inhabit? And what's she gonna do now that she's not a VHS ghost?
She's a YouTube star now. She's chainmailing all of her friends.
So now we've got Unfriended 2, The Rings 2.
Yes, absolutely.
So she's gonna hang out with the Skype ghost from Unfriended.
Right. Well, hey, I'm surprised to say when they initially set up from this movie, they're just like, hey, how do we explain the fact that no one's ever seen this on YouTube and everywhere else in the world already? It's because people are still using the VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Cool idea. And then they're like, yeah, but we have modern technology, so everyone uses your Apple products to copy the movie and then watch it again.
It only works if it's a QuickTime.
Well,
because the QuickTime has the encoding thing, so you could put a movie within a movie. And that's not insane, actually, in QuickTime's standards, but whatever.
But the concept of copying digital files is so bizarre compared to...
You're not showing it to somebody, you have to copy. You make your copy of it.
Right. Which she watched his copy, and I thought that was going to come in to be some kind of a plot point, but it wasn't.
Right.
It didn't make any difference.
No.
Like, her copy has more space. When was that made?
Right.
She never made a copy. She watched his.
She saw the girl at the beginning? Or...
Yeah, his copy grew in size after she watched it or something, so she couldn't copy the file because...
I'm going with the or something.
Or something.
Because she flat out watched his copy of it.
Uh-huh.
And then later on...
But she also saw the girl...
David from Roseanne's like, her file's bigger for some reason. It's like, when was that made?
Right.
We weren't shown that. She never made that file.
And I feel like this also, like, this must have been in the works for a while because... Yeah, we didn't get to the point where we're doing anything more than, like, emailing it. I'm like, this is like the best Vine ever, in my opinion. Well, okay, Vine's dead, but whatever. You get the idea.
That's another, like, signature of the writers on the movie, that they're writing about technology that
cool
they
new email
understand.
technology.
Yeah,
It's
they're-
about 7 years out of
at least.
So the only good vibes that I think anybody got out of this movie were strictly based on the nostalgia from the old movies. And I mean, even in the very first scene where it was on the stupid airplane, I just wasn't buying it, and I think it just spoiled the whole movie for me.
Well, the airplane scene was supposed to, and I think it did its job okay, which was it bridged the gap from the movies we knew before to now.
Right.
So we have people on the plane that understand the rules of the ring already, which allows us as an audience to know, okay, we already know the rules of the ring. We don't need to like have all of that explained again.
Although we do several times.
Yeah.
Well, stupid movies do that. Re-explain. But they do that. They have that scene there, and then the actual video itself, which they never show the audience in its entirety in one sitting. They keep breaking it up and showing you different pieces at different times.
They also never did that in the other two movies, I don't believe.
It's true, but what I'm getting at is the video is, I would say, pretty close to identical to what's in the original movie.
I believe that is the original,
It's
including the
footage.
ladder falling. That's kind of CG.
Yeah, so that, like, I thought that it was cool that they didn't try to redo that until they just went ahead and redid it.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, the thing is that this movie got so many things visually and conceptually right. Like the effects are good. I had chills at moments, but the story, well, you're building off of number 2, which already had a broken story to begin with. Like the first movie was perfect. You leave it there. You don't, Samara Goes to Space is next. I don't know.
I just kept thinking, especially in the first quarter of that movie, I had to kind of like put myself back into watching the original Ring. There was a tone to that first one. It's kind of got like a dark gray tone to the whole thing.
Yep.
It's a very emotional story. Yes, it's a horror movie, but Naomi Watts is that central character, and she plays it really well, and you get attached to her. And like this movie just didn't even come close to that. It just took the tropes that were there for horror fans and just spun them in a different way.
Yeah.
Well, and Samara's not, she's not a villain
Yeah.
so much as she's a tragic character
Right.
in the original movies.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's just like, no, she was like conceived by an evil priest and abducted this woman, and you're like, so we're making this into an abduction, and what happened to the mother character? And yeah, we're just not going to tell you. And
Right. It seemed like the right opportunity to say, no, there's more than one Samara-like character. Forget about Samara. We'll solve her problem by fixating on this new problem over here.
yeah. And if they had split it off like that, it could have been
worked.
interesting.
And if we cared about the lead characters a little more, or at all.
But they tried to be more clever than the original movie, which you just really can't. You're just not going to improve on that.
What if we had a little boy who was somehow like attuned to the universe and could tell you that this is a problem?
You mean The Sixth Sense?
I mean the first movie, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I never did really see or understand why this central character was suddenly the one to see the second version and they never gave a good excuse for it. It was just kind of like, hey, by the way, we're in a sequel, so let's do something different with this person now.
She just kind of chose her. Yeah, and this other concept that I thought was interesting that went absolutely nowhere was, and I'm just going to keep calling him David from Roseanne because that's who I think of him as, but he was like the professor guy, and there was a shot where they show him with like all of these names and all of these timers.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's super cool.
great.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that totally understands how it works, and he's doing experiments with it, and he's pulling people out at the last minute because he knows how to do that. That's cool. You've got this like puppet master that's like trying to figure out the whole Samara thing.
I think we could have stopped there and just did the entire movie based on that, right?
Yeah, I really
Exactly.
thought so, too.
That's what I thought was going to happen as well, and then no.
No, we had to go find the body and set
Nope.
it free.
Yeah.
Nope.
That was a
And
missed
then
opportunity.
their actual burning of the body. It's like, yeah, that's not going to do anything.
No.
It's like yellow flame.
Because we already saw the kid. We all saw her in a cremator originally to turn her into bone, right?
That was part of the video.
Oh, but that was also the mother, wasn't it? The being cremated, not Samara.
I think it was just part of the video, but I don't
Oh,
know for
okay.
sure. I think it was just part of what they like, the implantation of what they needed her to do.
Did we just write the next 3 scripts for this series? I think.
This
Maybe.
movie wrote like the first act for 4 different movies and
Yes.
just stuck them all together and then put a terrible ending on it. Yeah.
Wow. But otherwise, it was a great movie.
But I saw it.
But you saw it. Whoa.
There's a scene where she pulls the car over because she thinks the car has hit a bird. She walks over, she finds the bird. She walks out to get the bird, like Final Destination style, and this like truck almost hits her, and he pulls her away.
Yeah, I thought we were
And they
watching a
look
Final
back,
Destination movie for a minute there.
And they look back, and the bird's gone, and she says, just with this amount of emotion, but I saw it. Yes.
It was just so lame.
We were watching we were watching the movie. We saw you do it. We saw you do it. We saw it too.
And Holt's ability is to pull her out of the way of imminent danger because he does
did
that
that a lot.
twice. Maybe he did it 3 times. I don't know. I'm wondering why he just didn't do that at the end. Like she's about to turn and he just pulls her away from the mirror. Well, why not?
That scene where she was trying to break into the like crypt. And she was calling his name. She kept saying, "Halt! Halt!" And I was like, "Stop what? You're cracking away at it. Like, just do what you're doing. Halt." If you're thinking about seeing this movie, halt. It's bad. I wish it were funnier. Like, I wish it were like a funnier kind of bad that I could make more fun of, but honestly, it's like, I don't think I want to see this again. I don't think I want to, like...
Oh.
It's too, like, derp-de-dur. And the one thing I had heard about it before was that they ruined the fright face of the people that have been killed.
Yeah.
Which they do. They make everybody looks all derpy. They're just like, "Huh?"
Because that was the photographs being blurry, and then you end up with the derp face at the end was the great part of the ring, and they kind of did away with a lot of that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like the fear is what actually caused you to die, and so it's like these fright masks on people's faces. But in this movie, they're just like decomposed derp.
It's because they had to sit through the dailies.
Yeah,
Wow.
but we saw it. That was Rings. If you like the movies, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.